They appeared in the dead of night, scattered across the floor like tiny, dark omens. Each one is a small, hardened pellet, resisting all attempts to be crushed underfoot. They feel synthetic, yet strangely organic. A knife can bisect one, but only with deliberate effort, revealing a solid, uniform core. Their random distribution is the most baffling part. Not clustered, not in a line, just everywhere. What are these strange, resilient objects that have invaded this home? What you have discovered is not a mystery from the great beyond, but a modern artifact of disposable manufacturing. These are the small, rubberized, non-slip grippers from the bottom of a pair of cheap slippers. Each dot is designed to provide traction on smooth floors, a simple feature of mass-produced footwear. Their sudden appearance is a sign of their failure. The low-quality adhesive gives way, and the very things meant to keep you steady begin to break away and litter the floor. It's a quiet testament to an era where things are built to be replaced, not to last. Discovered outside a vacant building in Montrose, Colorado, this strange array of concave mirrors seems like a relic from a forgotten future. The polished aluminum frames hold the mirrors high above the ground, aimed at the sky like a silent, metallic forest. On the back of each mirror, you can see complex heat sinks and what look like electric arc gap points. Nearby, abandoned support structures hint at a tracking mechanism designed to follow the sun. What kind of strange, solar-powered experiment was abandoned to rust in the high desert? What you have discovered is a concentrated solar thermoelectric generator, or TEG. This is a fascinating attempt at harnessing the sun's power using a principle discovered in the 1800s. Each parabolic mirror focuses intense sunlight onto a collector, heating one side of a specialized semiconductor junction. This extreme temperature difference between the hot and cold sides generates a direct electrical current. However, these systems were ultimately a technological dead end. With an energy conversion efficiency of typically less than 10%, they were massively outcompeted by the far more effective photovoltaic solar panels we use today, making this incredible piece of engineering an obsolete monument to a different path not taken. Pulled from a dusty box of a grandfather's keepsakes, this object looks like a prop from a forgotten film. It's a meticulous replica of a cigarette, but it feels all wrong. It's cold, hard plastic, and it disassembles into three curious pieces. The white body is hollow, and the filter is wrapped in a strange, rubbery material. It's a ghost of a past habit, an imitation with no fire. What secret purpose did this intricate replica serve? What you have discovered is a forgotten tool from the long war against addiction. This is a quit smoking aid, likely from the 1960s or 70s, designed to fight the habit's psychological grip. The small hole inside was carefully engineered to restrict airflow, perfectly mimicking the familiar drag of a real cigarette. It allowed a person to go through the hand-to-mouth motions, satisfying the ritual without any of the poison. Before nicotine patches and modern therapies became common, these clever devices were a smoker's best ally, a relic from a very personal battle. Strolling down the historic streets of Barcelona, along Carrer Bertran and Carrer Musitu, you might notice something strange underfoot. Small, cylindrical metal pins, their rounded tops gleaming against the old pavement, set firmly in place with resin. Beside each one, a cryptic number is etched into the stone: 13217, 113-218. Each one part of a sequence. They feel permanent, like anchor points for a forgotten system, or markers for a hidden city grid. What secret purpose do these numbered pins serve on the ancient streets of Barcelona? These aren't relics from a forgotten age, but a modern line of defense in a silent, unending war. What you have discovered are termite and pest treatment injection ports. That metal top is simply a protective cap covering a port beneath. Technicians periodically inject powerful pesticides into these ports, creating an invisible chemical barrier that protects the surrounding buildings from the relentless threat of pests. It's a discreet, high-tech solution designed to be almost unnoticeable, preserving the historic beauty of the city while fighting a very modern battle right beneath your feet. Recovered from the grinding metal depths of a kitchen sink, we have this strange pair: a stark white rubber disc, perfectly round and about the size of an American quarter, paired with a simple black rubber ring. They seem too deliberate, too manufactured to be mere refuse. Finding them in the belly of a powerful machine sparks a cold dread. Are these the forgotten inner workings of the disposal itself, a critical seal or washer shaken loose? Is this a warning sign of a catastrophic failure to come? Rest easy, because what you have discovered is not part of the disposal at all. This is one of the most common false alarms in modern plumbing. These items are almost always fugitive seals from the packaging of everyday goods. The white disc is a classic pressure seal from a milk or orange juice jug cap, and the black ring is often the gasket from a sauce jar or bottle lid. They fall into the sink unnoticed and are washed down into the disposal where they await discovery. They persist because modern convenience packaging has made these small, disposable seals ubiquitous, turning our disposals into accidental museums of our consumption habits. Pulled from a dusty box of miscellaneous memories, this curious metal object feels like a lost artifact. It's a heavy round knob, about 1 inch in diameter, clad in cool stainless steel. On its face, a single evocative name is molded into the metal: Sweetwater. A tiny pat-penned mark on the rim hints at an invention long since forgotten. The reverse is all business, a fine metal screen protecting a short, black plastic port. It looks like it was meant to be submerged, a small sentinel guarding a hidden passage. What forgotten piece of technology is this? What you are holding is a key piece of outdoor survival gear, a pre-filter for a Sweetwater camping water filtration system. This small but crucial component would dangle at the end of an intake hose, dropped into a stream or lake. Its fine mesh screen acted as the first line of defense, straining out silt and debris before the water was pumped through the main filter. Sweetwater was a respected brand eventually acquired by MSR, and their robust designs were a hallmark of quality. Modern systems have largely replaced these durable metal-clad parts with lighter, all-plastic components, making this a throwback to an era when camping gear was built with a different kind of permanence. Found inside a gym advent calendar, this strange token seems out of place among modern fitness gear. It's a simple, dense foam cylinder, about 6 centimeters in diameter and 1 inch deep, attached to a sturdy lanyard. It's too small to be a roller, too light to be a weight. The loop begs to be attached to something, but the foam itself offers no clue, no hint of its function. It's a modern puzzle from the world of exercise. What secret purpose does this unassuming object serve? What you are holding is a door anchor for resistance bands, a deceptively simple key to unlocking a full-body workout at home. The ingenuity lies in its unassuming design. You wedge the foam block into a door jamb, over the top or on the side, and close the door. The foam creates a secure, non-slip anchor point that won't damage the frame. The lanyard can then hold your resistance bands, effectively turning any doorway into a personal cable machine. It's a clever piece of engineering born from the modern need for portable, effective exercise, replacing bulky equipment with minimalist design. Unearthed from a dusty corner in a county park maintenance shop, this heavy metal pin measures a full 26 inches long. It's cold to the touch, with a significant heft that speaks to a serious purpose. The design is brutally simple, a flattened head on one end and a small hole drilled through the other, likely for a cotter pin or lock. Its weight suggests it was meant to anchor something substantial, to withstand immense pressure or force, yet its form is so basic. What powerful connection did this forgotten metal rod once secure? This is a connecting pin for modern plastic traffic barricades. Its genius lies in its simplicity and weight. The long steel rod is dropped through the interlocking knuckles of 2 barricades, using its own gravity to create a strong, flexible hinge. This allows for the creation of long, continuous walls for crowd and traffic control that are both stable and easy to reconfigure. The reason it seems like a forgotten relic is that it's a piece of hardware designed to be completely overlooked. A humble, unseen workhorse that holds our modern world in order, hidden in plain sight. It appeared overnight, a glint of silver on the dark asphalt of the driveway. This strange metallic cylinder, weighing just about 13 ounces, was found lying directly beneath a car. One end features a threaded screw, as if it was meant to be anchored into something solid. The other, a peculiar crank-like mechanism. The first thought is always panic. Did this critical component fall from the vehicle's underbelly? But the car drives perfectly fine, leaving only a cold, mechanical puzzle behind. What is this phantom part, and where did it truly come from? What you have discovered is not a piece of your car, but a common household item cast out on its own, a pneumatic damper from a storm door. This simple but clever device is designed to prevent a door from slamming shut. The cylinder uses air pressure to create resistance, and that small crank is used to adjust how quickly the air is released, controlling the closing speed. This one, scarred and separated from its purpose, was likely discarded during a home repair and fell from a passing truck, turning a piece of mundane hardware into a roadside enigma. Uncovered from a dusty box at an estate sale, this small brass artifact feels heavier than it looks. It measures a precise 21 by 43 millimeters and weighs a solid 18 grams. One end is pierced with a simple hole, while the other features a curious, narrow slot. There's a faint residue near that slot, a ghost of a past connection. It has the look of a forgotten piece of hardware, a remnant from an old machine. What vital purpose did this mysterious brass component once serve? What you are holding is a forgotten piece of automotive history, the terminal end of a flexible grounding strap. This heavy-duty connector was once soldered to a woven metal belt, connecting a car's engine block to its chassis. This simple strap was crucial. It provided an electrical ground, preventing static buildup, and ensuring the smooth operation of the entire ignition system. This design, however, is a relic of a different era. Today, these connectors are mass-produced by crimping and are made with far less material to save costs on expensive brass. You're holding a small testament to a time when even the most basic parts were built to last. Unearthed from a dusty box of forgotten treasures, these strange, crumbly wands feel ancient. Each one is about the length of a thumb, and when handled, they shed fine particles, almost like a delicate, dried herb. They look like incense, but there's no obvious wick or holder, just this raw, compressed material. Were they part of some forgotten craft, or perhaps a strange kind of fire starter? What strange ritual were these designed for? What you have discovered is a box of Ito-thermi moxa sticks, a key component in the ancient Japanese practice of moxibustion therapy. These sticks are made from dried mugwort and aren't burned for scent, but for their gentle, therapeutic heat. When lit, they smolder slowly and are held near the skin over specific acupuncture points to improve circulation and relieve deep muscle pain. This centuries-old healing art has been largely replaced in the modern medicine cabinet by electric heating pads and over-the-counter pain pills, trading a slow, deliberate ritual for the convenience of instant relief. It arrived like an uninvited guest, a stowaway hidden within the cardboard confines of an ordinary package. At first glance, it seems like a forgotten piece of plastic, lightweight and unassuming. But a closer look reveals a more aggressive design. 4 hardened steel pins protrude from its face, sharp and precise, ready for some unknown task. It's a strange contradiction, a disposable-looking body fused with implements of piercing. What is the secret mission of this tiny, mysterious artifact? What you have discovered is a surprisingly ingenious piece of modern design, a non-trace picture hook. This isn't a relic from the past, but a clever solution to an age-old problem. Those tiny steel pins are designed to be hammered into drywall at a precise angle, distributing weight so effectively that they leave almost no mark upon removal. It's the silent replacement for the old, destructive method of driving a single, large nail, a brute force approach that left behind a gaping, ugly hole. This small plastic device represents a shift from brute force to subtle engineering, solving a domestic problem with quiet efficiency. Pulled from a dusty drawer, this strange black plastic holster has kept its secret for years. It's light, with a curious curve to its opening, and a clip on the back, as if designed to be worn discreetly on a belt. It looks like a sheath for some forgotten gadget, a piece of equipment whose partner is long gone. It's a modern artifact, yet its purpose is completely unknown. What secret was this plastic enigma designed to hide? This is not a piece of spy gear, but an instrument of illusion. You have discovered a hidden coin funnel, a key component from a children's magic trick set. The magician would clip this device to their belt, out of sight. While presenting a sealed box, they would deftly use the curved opening to slide a coin through a hidden slit, making it magically appear inside. These simple, clever plastic tools were the heart of countless magic kits. But once separated from their instructions and companion props, their brilliant purpose becomes a complete mystery, a small, forgotten piece of childhood wonder. It emerged from the depths of a dishwasher, a heavy, ornate metal disc, making a sound no modern appliance should. It's cool to the touch, surprisingly dense for its small size, and features a pattern of intricately engraved flowers. This isn't just a random piece of metal. It feels like a medallion, a decorative seal from something much larger and more important. It has the weight of history, yet it was found in the most mundane of places. What forgotten kitchen tool has shed its final, beautiful component? What you're holding is the decorative end cap from a Pioneer Woman brand kitchen utensil, like a spatula or a whisk. This small, heavy piece serves a purely aesthetic purpose. It's a counterweight, designed to give a simple plastic handle the heft and balance of a more expensive, solid tool. Its rustic floral design is meant to evoke timeless quality. The irony is why it's now separate. The modern adhesive holding it in place often fails in the high heat of a dishwasher, a perfect example of vintage style failing a modern-day convenience. This sinuous ceramic vessel was plucked from the dusty shelves of an English charity shop, dismissed as mere bric-a-brac. It stretches 20 centimeters long, but stands only 4 centimeters tall, its delicate floral pattern whispering of a forgotten era. The cryptic stamp, Studio Ceramic, on its base offers the only clue. But the design is a paradox. Its opening is narrower than its base, a design that seems destined to trap whatever it holds within. For what purpose was this elegant yet impractical vessel created? You have discovered a classic mid-century trough vase, also known as a posy vase. This wasn't meant for grand bouquets, but for the subtle art of small floral arrangements. The clever S shape allows a small amount of water to support a low, horizontal line of flower stems, creating a beautiful centerpiece for a table or mantelpiece. The narrow opening was a key feature, designed to artfully hold the posies in place. This delicate style of vase fell out of favor as larger bouquets became fashionable and modern floral foam offered more versatility, replacing this thoughtful piece of design with brute convenience. Unearthed from the clutter of a junk drawer, we have this collection of curious metal and plastic instruments. They seem almost surgical in their precision: delicate wires, a tiny hook, and another piece with a strange magnetic tip. But the real puzzle is this small, angled attachment with a perfectly reflective surface. It feels like a kit for a miniature secret agent, designed for a purpose we can't begin to imagine. What hidden world was this strange toolkit designed to explore? What you have discovered is a set of modern attachments for an endoscope, a flexible camera designed to snake into tight spaces. This isn't a relic of the past, but a key to the hidden present. The camera acts as your eyes, while these tools act as your hands. The hook can snag a lost wire, the magnet can retrieve a fallen screw from deep inside an engine block, and the mirror allows the camera to see around corners. The reason these tools are so mysterious is that they belong to the world of mechanics and technicians, specialists who diagnose problems hidden from plain sight. They are tools made for a world behind the walls and under the hood, making them an enigma to the rest of us. It appeared without a trace in a fully fenced backyard, a small, tan, rectangular block of unknown origin. It's slightly concave on the sides and hard as a rock, resembling a weathered bar of soap or a block of processed beeswax. The real mystery began when the family dog was found chewing on it, raising a chilling question. Was this some kind of poison block left with malicious intent? What secret is locked inside this strange object? Fortunately, what you have discovered is not a poison, but a delicacy known as a Himalayan yak cheese dog chew. This all-natural treat is crafted using an ancient recipe from the mountains of Nepal, made from just yak milk, salt, and lime juice. The mixture is boiled and then dried for weeks until it achieves its signature rock-hard density, creating a durable, safe chew. While modern, mass-produced plastic toys dominate the market, these chews are a return to a simpler tradition. Their rustic appearance is often mistaken, but they are a celebrated and perfectly safe treat for a canine companion. For months, these twin crimson artifacts have sat silently on a desk, a silent challenge to memory. Cast from a hard, unyielding plastic, they are featherlight and bear no maker's mark, no clue to their origin. Their strange, hooked geometry hints at a specific purpose, designed to grasp the edge of some forgotten apparatus, holding it together with a firm grip. What machine did these mysterious red fragments once belong to? What you have discovered are not parts from a complex machine, but vital components for a common household pet enclosure. They are birdcage clips. Their ingenious design allows them to securely fasten the wire frame of the cage to its bottom tray. The hook grips the lip of the base, while the top snaps firmly onto the metal bars, preventing escapes. The reason they become so baffling is a story of modern manufacturing. Separated from their cage, they lose all context, becoming anonymous plastic shapes whose simple yet crucial job is a complete mystery. Pulled from the quiet corner of a forgotten estate sale, we have this curious little artifact. It's a ceramic statuette glazed in a brilliant canary yellow, taking the unmistakable form of a whale. It's lightweight, mostly hollow, and measures just 4 to 5 inches from tail to snout. But the real mystery is its skin. Instead of a smooth surface, it's covered in a uniform pattern of dimples, just like a golf ball. It's an object of contradictions, part sea creature, part sporting equipment. What strange purpose did this perplexing little creature once serve? This time, the trail has gone cold. This object remains an unsolved case, a genuine enigma that has stumped even the most seasoned digital detectives. The golf ball-like dimples suggest a need for grip, or perhaps they were designed to alter the flow of air or water. But why on a small, hollow whale? Theories range from a quirky kitchen utensil, perhaps for separating eggs, to a child's bath toy from a bygone era. Without a maker's mark or a patent number, its history is lost to the tides, a forgotten piece of design whose original story may never be known. Uncovered from the depths of a modern desk drawer, this object is a true minimalist mystery. It's a simple, elegant loop of high-tension elastic, partially shrouded by a second band, as if guarding a secret. There are no logos, no instructions, just this taut, oval shape. It feels designed for a specific task, a component separated from its whole, leaving us with a puzzle. What precisely was this sleek little strap engineered to secure? What you are holding is the heart of a modern classic, a replacement elastic band for a Ridge wallet. This isn't an ancient relic, but a key component in the minimalist wallet revolution of the 21st century. The inner loop provides the primary tension, tightly gripping credit cards between two metal plates, while the outer strap is for holding cash. You find these sold separately because, unlike so many products designed to be thrown away, the Ridge wallet is built to be repaired. When the original band eventually wears out after years of dedicated service, it can be easily replaced, breathing new life into the system, a small rebellion against our disposable culture. Pulled from a forgotten drawer, this strange Dodgers baseball artifact seems frozen in time. A lone batter, cast in metal, stands ready at the plate, his figure strangely pliable, able to be bent and posed. He stands guard over a small patch of green, a miniature infield just a few inches across. It's clearly a piece of memorabilia, but its function is a complete mystery. What purpose did this silent sentinel serve on a mid-century desk? What you are holding is a classic promotional business card holder, likely from the 1950s or 60s. The batter wasn't just decorative. His posable arm and bat were cleverly designed to act as a weight, pinning a stack of business cards or a small notepad to the base. Measuring just 3 by 5 inches, the base was perfectly sized for the standard business cards of the era. These heavy thematic desk caddies vanished as the world went digital. First came the Rolodex, and then smartphones made physical cards a rarity, replacing these charming metal guardians with the cold glow of a contact list. Pulled from the back of a dusty antique cabinet, this piece of fine china presents a beautiful riddle. It stands about the height of a coffee mug, its delicate surface adorned with hand-painted florals. a clear sign of high society dining from a forgotten time. But its elegance is matched by its strangeness. There's a lid, as you'd expect, but turn it over, and you find a perfectly circular hole in the base. It's an intentional design, but one that defies logic. Why would a vessel meant to hold something precious be designed to leak? What you are holding is a vintage condensed milk, or jelly holder, a popular piece of dinnerware from makers like J&C Louise Bavaria in the early 20th century. This was not a container itself, but an elegant sleeve. A standard can of condensed milk or a small jar of jelly would be placed inside, hiding the plain commercial packaging from guests at the tea table. The hole was the clever part of the design. When the can was empty, you simply pushed a finger through the bottom to pop it out for easy replacement. This piece vanished as dining became less formal, and the convenience of modern packaging made such dedicated holders a relic of a more sophisticated time. This small, unassuming block of dark gray metal holds a surprising weight in the palm of your hand, a density that speaks of a hidden history. It weighs around 120 grams, and one side is carved with an ornate, detailed design. It was given as a peculiar thank you gift to a plumber who was once offered 250 pounds sterling for it by a collector. It feels like a key to a machine that no longer exists. What kind of forgotten technology did this piece belong to? What you are holding is a genuine lead printing block, a relic from the golden age of the letterpress. This block, with its reversed, high-relief design, would be locked into a massive frame with countless others to form a complete page. Once inked, a powerful press would transfer its story onto paper, one sheet at a time, with a satisfying mechanical impression. The rise of faster offset printing, and eventually the digital revolution of the late 20th century, made these beautiful, heavy blocks obsolete. The era of handcrafted type gave way to pixels, leaving these dense fragments as the last testament to a lost art. Every few weeks, another one of these appears on the sidewalk, a small, woven mystery about 5 inches long. They are lightweight, but show the signs of significant wear, as if shed from something much larger, something constantly exposed to the elements. Found scattered across a northern California neighborhood, they're like silent breadcrumbs on the pavement, clues to a puzzle no one knows they're supposed to solve. What forgotten purpose did these mysterious fibers serve? What you have discovered is a ghostly relic from the dawn of the electrical age, the cloth sheath from old, fabric-insulated wiring. Common from the early 1900s through the 1950s, this woven cotton casing was the primary defense for the rubber-insulated wires inside, protecting them from abrasion. After decades of exposure to sun and rain, these sheaths become brittle and finally break away from the overhead utility lines still hanging above your streets. This technology vanished when modern PVC and plastic insulation became standard, offering far superior durability and safety. You're witnessing the slow, final decay of a technology that once powered a nation. Found rattling in the bottom of a toolbox, this tiny object feels more like a component than a complete tool. At its heart is a simple spirit level, a bubble of trapped air promising perfect balance. But its housing is the real mystery. It's not designed to lay flat. Instead, it features a strange, proprietary plug, as if it were meant to dock with a single, specific piece of equipment. This wasn't a tool for every job, but for one precise purpose. What system was this tiny key designed to unlock? What you have discovered is a specialized TV mounting level, a clever accessory from the company Barkin Mounts. This is a perfect example of user-focused design from the pre-smartphone era. Its unique plug allows it to snap directly into the television mount itself, letting you perfectly level the frame on the wall before a single screw is drilled. The reason it's so uncommon is its very specificity. Once the TV was installed, this single-purpose tool was often lost or discarded. It has since been made almost completely obsolete by the leveling apps found on every modern phone, turning this thoughtful piece of hardware into a forgotten ghost of installation day. Pulled from a dusty box of forgotten belongings, this thin sliver of steel feels both simple and purposeful. Its edges are clean and precise, suggesting a task that required a steady hand. Stamped onto its cold surface is a single, cryptic word, quick. It offers no other clues, no instructions, no context, just a promise of speed. What was its quick purpose, and what forgotten craft did it once serve? This is a forgotten piece of gear from the golden age of skiing, a quick wax scraper. Back when tuning your own skis was a ritual for any serious enthusiast, this tool was essential. After applying hot wax to the base of a ski, this perfectly flat steel edge would be used to scrape away the excess, leaving a smooth, fast surface ready for the slopes. While similar tools still exist, the Quick brand itself is a relic from a time before ski shops with their large, automated tuning machines became commonplace. This scraper represents a lost era of personal craftsmanship and a hands-on connection to the sport. Rescued from the polished floors of a shopping mall, this sticker is a relic from a not-so-distant past. It captures a moment in time, a face that was once famous enough to be printed, packaged, and sold to adoring fans. Now, it's a mystery passed between college friends in a dorm room, a pop culture artifact whose identity has been weathered by just a handful of years. Who was this person? Once a household name, now an anonymous face from a childhood memory. What you have discovered is a sticker of Cody Simpson, an Australian singer who rose to prominence in the early 2010s. Discovered on YouTube, he became a teen pop sensation, touring the world and releasing music that landed him squarely in the same category as stars like Justin Bieber. This sticker would have been peak merchandise around 2011 to 2014. The reason he's a mystery now is because his career took a dramatic turn. He stepped away from the pop music machine to pursue his original passion, competitive swimming, eventually going on to compete in the Australian Olympic trials. His face vanished from pop culture not due to failure, but by choice, trading stadium tours for swimming lanes. Unearthed by a curious canine, this strange object looks like evidence from some forgotten backyard conflict. It's a hollow plastic base connected to what's left of a thick cardboard tube, scorched and frayed at the edges. It's surprisingly lightweight, yet the construction seems robust, as if it was designed to contain a powerful force. It's a cryptic piece of debris, a silent testament to a loud event. What kind of strange device met such a fiery end right here in the grass? This isn't a piece of a machine, but the ghost of a celebration. What you are holding are the remains of a consumer-grade aerial firework mortar shell. The plastic base is the stand, and the cardboard tube once held a lifting charge and a shell packed with pyrotechnic stars. Once lit, the lift charge propelled the shell skyward, where a fuse ignited the main burst, creating a dazzling display. This object's purpose was to vanish in a moment of brilliance, leaving behind only this husk as a reminder of a fleeting spectacle. In the cold, anonymous world of a crowded mall restroom, a strange discovery was made. This circular patch, measuring nearly 15 centimeters across, was found discarded, a piece of personal technology abandoned in a very public space. Its design is simple, yet unnerving. A pale disc with what looks like a black sensor or valve at its core. It's too large to be a simple glucose monitor, leaving a trail of unsettling questions. What kind of personal device was this, and why was it so unceremoniously left behind? This is no piece of forgotten technology, but a vital piece of modern medical equipment. What you're looking at is an ostomy bag, specifically a small, discreet version, often called an ostomy cap. That black sensor is actually a charcoal filter to neutralize odor. This device provides a lifeline for individuals who have undergone surgery, creating a stoma, allowing them to live full and active lives. The reason it was discarded is straightforward. It's a disposable sanitary product. The owner simply replaced it with a fresh one, a routine act of personal medical care that offers dignity and freedom. This tiny, precision-machined artifact was discovered tucked away in the packaging of a modern cordless tire inflator. It features a finely threaded end and a small keychain loop, as if it were meant to be kept close at all times. But the real mystery is its clamp. The spring snaps shut with surprising force, a mechanism far more powerful than its small size would suggest. What specialized purpose could this tiny, powerful device possibly serve? What you are holding is a clever and essential piece of engineering, a multi-valve adapter. This clip is specifically designed to bridge the gap between modern inflators and older or less common valve types, like the Dunlop valve, often found on city bikes in Europe and Asia. The powerful spring-loaded clamp grips the Dunlop valve stem securely, while the threaded end creates a perfect seal for the inflator's hose. It has become a niche tool in many regions, simply because the Schrader and Presta valves have become the dominant standards, making this adapter a forgotten key to global compatibility. We see these silent sentinels on every street corner, their glass eyes watching over the city. But this one is different. Bolted to its metallic mast are two bright blue, 10-liter drums, like an improvised life support system. Thin tubes snake from them into a small off-white container, feeding some unknown substance to the cameras above. It's a strange, almost crude addition to a piece of modern technology. What vital fluid does this silent observer need to continue its constant vigil? What you have discovered is a surprisingly low-tech solution to a high-tech problem. Those drums are filled with nothing more than camera lens wiper fluid. The mechanism is simple. When rain, dust, or road grime obscures the view, a small automated system sprays the lens and a tiny wiper clears it, exactly like the windshield on a car. This feature became necessary as surveillance moved from simple monitoring to high-definition evidence gathering. A blurry image is a useless one. This system ensures the all-seeing eye never blinks, replacing the need for a technician to climb a ladder with a simple, automated wash cycle. Unearthed from a dusty box during a recent move, this curious object feels almost weightless in the hand. It's a delicate 4-inch wand of polished metal, sharp at one end and strangely forked at the other. It seems too fragile for a tool, yet too specific for mere decoration. It whispers of a purpose lost to time, a small, silent actor in some forgotten ceremony. What secret message was this elegant little device designed to hold? What you have discovered is a classic florist's card holder, a forgotten piece of floral etiquette. This elegant pick was designed to present a gift card with grace. The sharp point would be pushed deep into a floral arrangement, while the forked top held the small enclosure card aloft, displaying the sender's message just above the blooms. For decades, these were the standard, a mark of a quality bouquet. They have since been replaced by cheap, disposable plastic versions, a quiet casualty in the modern shift from reusable elegance to single-use convenience. Uncovered at a thrift store, this mysterious metal disc presents a perplexing riddle. It measures 7 inches in diameter and nearly 2 inches thick, with a surprising heft that suggests a dense, hidden core. A faint sloshing sound confirms it. There's liquid sealed inside. The surface is textured with a field of raised bumps, like an old-world grater, yet there are no perforations to be found. It feels like a tool built for a very specific job, one that time has long since forgotten. Does anyone recognize this strange piece of culinary hardware? What you are holding is a freezable chilling core for a vintage beverage dispenser. This clever device was designed for entertaining in an era before modern insulation. You would place the entire disc in the freezer until the liquid inside turned solid. It would then fit into the base of a large glass drink container, acting as a giant, reusable ice cube that kept punch or iced tea cold for hours without diluting the drink. These heavy, durable chillers became obsolete with the rise of highly efficient insulated coolers and the convenience of refrigerators with automatic ice makers, leaving them as relics of a bygone era of hosting. This mysterious piece of equipment was discovered rattling around in a box of old iron and steel, a forgotten stowaway from a used gym set. The handle is hard, black, and unyielding, designed for a powerful grip. A simple metal post extends from its center, polished from use but showing no obvious connection point. It's a tool of pure function, stripped of all modern comforts, built for one single focused purpose. What forgotten exercise was this rugged implement designed for? What you are holding is a classic forearm trainer, often called a wrist roller. This is a brutally effective tool from the golden age of bodybuilding. A weight plate is attached to the bottom of the post with a rope, and the user holds the device out in front of them, slowly rolling the handle to win the rope and lift the weight. It's a simple but punishing exercise for building incredible grip strength. While incredibly effective, these single-purpose tools fell out of favor as modern gyms filled up with complex, all-in-one machines, replacing this focused, old-school discipline with convenience. Across the city, at an intersection that sees 1,000 cars an hour, a quiet mystery has emerged from the pavement. They are stark white sticks, just a few inches long, rising from the center of each lane like strange, skeletal fingers. They appeared after a construction crew packed up a year ago, leaving these uniform markers behind. They seem too flimsy to be functional, yet too organized to be accidental debris. What is this strange coded message embedded in our daily commute? What you are looking at is not a marker, but the forgotten guts of our infrastructure, loose backer rod. When concrete slabs are laid for roads, control joints are cut to prevent cracking. To seal these joints from water, this flexible foam rod is first pushed into the gap. A layer of durable, rubber-like caulk is then applied over it. You are witnessing a failure. The protective caulk has been worn away by traffic and weather, causing the humble backer rod beneath to push its way out. It's a sign that the hidden systems that keep our roads from falling apart are themselves, slowly, coming undone. Stumbled upon deep in a state forest, far from any marked trail, this strange object stands silent guard, fastened to an old tree. It's a stack of corrugated white plastic, about 8 inches tall, secured with simple wing nuts. There are no markings, no wires, no hum of electronics. Just a silent, cryptic presence in the wilderness. It resembles some kind of bizarre trap, but its true purpose is a complete riddle hidden in plain sight. What is this silent observer monitoring deep in the woods? What you have discovered is a crucial piece of scientific equipment, a solar radiation shield for a weather sensor. This is a modern take on a design called the Stevenson screen, which has been used in meteorology since the 1860s. The ingenious design of stacked, ventilated plates allows air to flow freely over the temperature and humidity sensors housed inside, while completely shielding them from direct sunlight and rain. This prevents the sun from heating the sensor and giving a false, artificially high reading. These stations are placed in remote locations to gather vital, long-term data on climate patterns, forestry conditions, and fire risk, a vital, often invisible tool of modern science, quietly collecting the secrets of the forest. Spotted on the wall in a tense interrogation scene from the film Monuments Men, this grid of mysterious black devices haunts the background. Each one is a dark, cast-iron fixture connected to a long chain that vanishes into the shadowy ceiling above. A small hole on each device suggests a personal lock once secured something precious here. It feels like a strange, industrial-era safe deposit system, but its true purpose remains a complete enigma. What secrets were being guarded by this strange grid of locks and chains? This is a forgotten piece of industrial history from the world of coal mining, often called a dry or a colliery clothes hoist. It was a brilliantly simple solution to a dirty problem. Each miner had a basket attached to one of those chains. At the start of a shift, they would hoist their clean street clothes up to the warm ceiling to keep them safe and away from the grime, securing the chain with their own personal padlock. As modern changing rooms with individual lockers became standard in the mid-20th century, this clever space-saving system vanished, a relic of an era when ingenuity was forged in coal dust and steel. Discovered near a planter outside a local cafe, this object feels like a clue left at a crime scene. It's a fragile skeleton of modern technology, a strange little circuit board with a cryptic digital display tangled with thin, colorful wires. It's light as a feather, a ghost of a machine stripped of its shell. It clearly once served a purpose, but now it lies inert, its function a complete mystery. What miniature device met its end on this city sidewalk? What you have discovered are the inner workings of a modern disposable electronic vape. The plastic or metal casing has been removed, exposing the complex components that are usually hidden from view. That screen is a digital display designed to show things like puff count or battery life, powered by the small attached battery. These devices represent a strange paradox of our time. Intricate, sophisticated electronics, engineered for an incredibly short lifespan. Their prevalence and disposability are why you find their remains so often, a testament to how quickly advanced technology can become common, single-use, and ultimately, forgotten trash. Spotted against the tranquil backdrop of Maui, Hawaii, this strange pole stands like a silent watchman over the Pacific. At its peak, a modern solar panel soaks in the tropical sun, powering a mystery. Below it, a strange stack of 7 green discs, arranged in a column, gives it an almost alien appearance. It's not a cell tower, and it's not a streetlight. It stands apart, stoic and silent, in a place known for its beauty. What urgent message is this silent tower waiting to broadcast across paradise? What you have discovered is a vital piece of modern public safety, a tsunami evacuation siren. This is not a relic from the past, but a guardian against an ancient and ever-present threat. The solar panel ensures it remains operational even if the power grid fails. When activated remotely, that stack of green discs emits an incredibly powerful omnidirectional siren designed to be heard for miles, warning residents and tourists to immediately head inland to higher ground. It exists because of Hawaii's location in the seismically active Pacific Ring of Fire. Unlike tools made obsolete by technology, this siren is a stark reminder that some forces of nature can only be survived, not controlled, making it a chillingly necessary feature of the landscape. Found abandoned on the asphalt, a silent, pale block. It's unnervingly soft, almost organic, yielding to the slightest pressure like a forgotten secret. It has no markings, no brand, no hint of its origin or manufacture. It feels like a clue without a crime, a fragment of a story we'll never know. What is this strange, squishy artifact dropped in the dead of night? What you have discovered is not a lost piece of industrial material, but a modern novelty known as a butter squishy toy. Its mechanism is simple. It's a sensory or fidget object designed purely for the satisfaction of being squeezed. These toys, often sold in large retail stores like Target, represent a new kind of artifact. They haven't vanished due to technological obsolescence. They vanish from a child's pocket or a backpack, becoming instant, temporary mysteries. It's a curious reminder that in our world of mass production, even the most mundane items can seem alien when stripped of their context. This curious piece of hardware was found lurking in the dust behind an old appliance. It's a long, heavy-gauge steel bolt, but capped with a strange, oversized plastic head that doesn't fit any standard tool. It feels over-engineered, like a key to a mechanism that's been hidden away. It was clearly designed to hold something powerful in check, but what could possibly require such a specialized lock? Does anyone recognize this forgotten piece of industrial design? What you are holding is a washing machine transit bolt, an absolutely critical component for moving modern front-loading washers. This isn't just a bolt, it's a stabilizer. It is screwed through the back of the machine's casing to rigidly lock the suspended drum in place, preventing the delicate shock absorbers and springs from being destroyed by violent shaking during shipping. Its purpose vanishes the moment a machine is installed, so they are almost always removed and immediately forgotten. A true ghost of the laundry room, its absence is only noticed when it's too late. It appeared on the cold concrete of a garage floor, a cryptic shard of plastic, barely smaller than a quarter. Discovered near a 2021 Honda CB500F, it looks like it could be a fragment of some high-tech component, something sheared off at high speed. The shape is aggressive, like a tiny broken talon, molded with precision. Was this a critical piece of a powerful machine, shaken loose and left behind as a silent warning? What is this modern mystery fragment? This is not a missing part from a motorcycle, but a ghost of a simple household task. You have found a broken 3M claw drywall anchor. This clever piece of modern engineering is designed to hang heavy objects on hollow walls. You press its sharp points into the drywall, and when a screw is driven into the center, the claws on the back expand, creating a powerful, secure grip from behind the plasterboard. Its story ends not in obsolescence, but in disposability. They are designed for a single use and often break upon removal, becoming one of the many anonymous plastic fragments of our everyday lives. Found glinting under a street lamp on a foggy San Francisco corner, this object feels like a clue left behind. It's cool, solid metal, and splits into 2 perfectly machined halves. There's no maker's mark, no hint of its origin, just the silent testament of anonymous craftsmanship. It's too elegant for a simple part, yet too stark for pure decoration. What forgotten piece of daily life does this strange device represent? What you are holding is a classic Art Deco toothbrush holder, likely from the 1930s or 40s. The design was ingenious in its simplicity. The top piece slid off, allowing you to place several toothbrushes in the slots, and then locked back on to keep them held upright and hygienically separated. This stylish, built-to-last accessory vanished almost overnight with the arrival of the post-war plastics boom. It was ultimately replaced by cheap, disposable cups and flimsy plastic holders, a small but telling casualty in the shift from durable design to mass-produced convenience. It snakes across the water's surface, a silent, unbroken line guarding the entrance to the naval base. For years, locals have seen these floating barriers in canals and harbors, speculating on their purpose. Is it merely to control oil spills? It seems too robust, too permanent for just that. It sits there, day and night, a stark division between the open bay and the sensitive waters within. What is this massive sentinel truly defending the harbor from? What you are looking at is a modern port security barrier, a multi-purpose defense system hiding in plain sight. Its primary job is environmental containment, forming an impenetrable wall against oils and debris spilling from the bustling shipyards. But it serves a more serious purpose as well. This barrier is designed to stop unauthorized vessels, deter intruders, and even block large marine life from entering the restricted zone. It's not a relic of a bygone era. It's a quiet testament to the modern age's twin concerns: environmental disaster and ever-present security threats. A simple line on the water, tasked with a profoundly complex job. You've seen them 1,000 times, clinging to merchandise in stores across the country. An unassuming plastic shell, usually white or gray, with no obvious purpose. It's a silent witness, a small, forgettable attachment that seems to serve no function at all. It feels weightless, almost hollow, yet it's a permanent fixture on countless products. It's one of the most common, mysterious objects in our modern lives, hidden in plain sight. What is the secret held within this tiny, everyday object? What you're looking at is a masterpiece of miniature security, an electronic article surveillance tag. Inside that simple plastic housing is a clever secret, a small resonance circuit tuned to a specific frequency. When this tag passes through the detection gates at the store's exit, it disrupts an electromagnetic field, screaming an electronic signal that triggers the alarm. The cashier deactivates it with a powerful magnet or a specialized tool at the register, permanently disabling the circuit. These tags became widespread in the late 20th century, a silent, effective replacement for bulkier security measures, becoming so common that today we barely even notice them. You slice into a perfectly normal yellow bell pepper, expecting nothing but seeds and flesh. But the knife meets an unexpected resistance. Inside, nestled within the hollow walls, is a strange, miniature version of the pepper itself. It's pale, almost alien in its malformed shape, a perfect clone growing in the dark, hidden from the world. Is this some kind of grotesque mutation, a parasitic growth hidden from the sun? What you have discovered is a fascinating biological anomaly known as internal proliferation. This is essentially a pregnant pepper. Under specific conditions, the seeds or placental tissue inside the parent pepper can begin to form a new, smaller fruit. This tiny pepper is often seedless and is perfectly safe to eat, though it might taste a bit more bitter. While this can happen in any garden, we rarely encounter it in grocery stores. Modern agriculture breeds for uniformity and predictability, often selecting against these strange natural quirks. You've simply found a rare glimpse of the wild, untamed side of a very common vegetable. Pulled from the back of a dusty office closet, this machine feels like a ghost from a forgotten era. It's not the classic black iron of a Prohibition-era newsroom. Instead, it's clad in that distinct, heavy beige plastic of a later time. When plugged in, there's no clatter of type bars, just a low electric hum and the whir of something alien spinning within. It's a machine caught between two worlds, a bridge from analog to something else entirely. What was this final evolution of a dying technology? What you have discovered is an IBM Wheelwriter, a titan of the 1980s corporate world. This was the pinnacle of the electric typewriter, a machine that abandoned traditional type bars for a revolutionary daisy wheel. This spinning disk of characters could produce text with the quality of a professional printer, making it a staple in offices everywhere. The Wheelwriter was the last stand of its kind, offering features like spell check and memory just as the personal computer began its meteoric rise. Ultimately, the versatility of word processors and the convenience of the PC made even this advanced machine obsolete, turning it into a silent monument to the final days of the typewriter empire. It was discovered on the cold floorboards, a secret carefully wrapped in a thin paper napkin. Inside, a collection of crystalline shards, gleaming like broken glass under the dim light. They look brittle, almost fragile, but the discovery itself carries an undeniable sense of danger. It's a substance that seems both oddly pure and deeply unsettling, found where it should never be. What is this substance, and what dark story does its presence tell? Be extremely careful. What you have found is crystal methamphetamine, a powerful and highly illicit stimulant. This is not an artifact from a bygone era of ingenuity. It is a grim relic of a modern crisis. It creates an intense, artificial euphoria by flooding the brain with dopamine, but its cost is devastating to the human body and mind. Unlike the forgotten tools we often examine, this substance hasn't been made obsolete by progress. It persists in the shadows, a testament to a dangerous underground economy that thrives on addiction. This peculiar ornament was discovered without a tag, a silent mystery hanging amongst forgotten holiday decorations. It's a confusing shape, a smooth, bulbous head from which 8 sinuous arms curl and twist into the air. There are no painted eyes, no friendly smile. It is just a pure, almost abstract form that seems to flow like water itself. It feels less like a festive trinket and more like an idol from a forgotten seafaring culture. What creature from the deep is this cryptic figure meant to be? What you are holding is a stylized representation of one of the ocean's most intelligent inhabitants, the octopus. This ornament captures the essence of the creature's famous 8 arms and its fluid, otherworldly movement, an animal known to shoot a cloud of ink when disturbed. Unlike the cheerful, cartoonish octopuses we see today, this design harkens back to an older time when these creatures were viewed with awe and mystery as krakens of the deep. This artistic style, focusing on its alien grace rather than a friendly face, has become uncommon, replaced by a much more sanitized version of the deep-sea legend. Discovered resting on a simple chair, this small ribbon seems to whisper a story of service. Its colors, a field of bold red flanked by stripes of white and blue, are a familiar language of patriotism, yet its specific pattern defies easy identification. It's not the Air Force Accommodation Medal, nor is it the Army NCO Professional Development Ribbon that the databases often suggest. It exists just outside the official records, a ghost in the system. Whose honor does this immaculate piece of fabric represent? What you have discovered is a quiet but important piece of personal history, an Army JROTC Medal Ribbon. JROTC, the Junior Reserve Officers Training Corps, is a century-old program in American high schools designed to instill the values of citizenship and personal responsibility. These ribbons, which intentionally mirror the style of official military awards, are presented to cadets for achievements in academics, drill, and community service. The reason it's so hard to identify is because it belongs not to a soldier's formal service record, but to their formative years, representing a chapter of discipline and aspiration often overlooked in the grand history of military honors. He emerges not from a boardroom, but from the rich soil itself. A solitary, powerful figure known only as Greg, he surveys his vast green domain with an air of quiet authority. His thick coat speaks of resilience, his posture one of unwavering command. His keepers call him their son, but he is undomesticated, a force of nature bound by no corporate charter. Who is this silent king of the clover? What you are witnessing is not merely a marmot, a groundhog, or a gopher. This is a rare specimen, a living relic from a bygone era. Greg is the CEO of that field. His business is the sun and the soil. His assets are the clover and the dandelions. He operates on a simple, brilliant principle of direct oversight of all digging operations and a firm commitment to maximizing personal sunbathing time. This model of rugged individualism has become rare, replaced by domesticated counterparts who traded their wild autonomy for the comforts of a corner office or a living room. Greg is a throwback, a titan from a time when the world was run not by committee, but by sheer force of will. Discovered lurking at the bottom of a forgotten pencil bag, this strange artifact feels like something out of a laboratory. It has an unusual, almost organic, gummy texture and conforms to the pressure of a fingerprint. There are no markings, no brand, no clue as to its origin or function. It seems too soft to write with, too strange to be a simple toy. What forgotten purpose did this pliable mystery serve alongside the familiar tools of the scholar? What you are holding is a tool of creation, but also of correction. This is a kneaded eraser, a favorite of artists and draftsmen. Its unique, pliable compound isn't meant to scrub away mistakes like a common pink eraser. Instead, it gently lifts graphite and charcoal from the paper's surface, absorbing the particles without a trace. While mass-produced rubber erasers became the standard in classrooms everywhere, this specialist tool became a relic of the dedicated art studio. It represents a more delicate approach, a time when correcting a mistake was considered as much an art as making the mark itself. Pulled from the back of a forgotten kitchen drawer, this artifact gleams with the faded chrome of a bygone era. It has the heft of real steel, not the feather-light feel of modern plastic. The mechanism is a curious, scissor-like handle, connected to a small cup with a sweeping arm inside. It feels both precise and over-engineered for a simple kitchen task. What forgotten recipe demanded such a peculiar instrument? What you are holding is a classic mid-century cookie dropper, a specialized tool for the meticulous baker. The design was ingenious. A simple squeeze of the handles would cause an interior band to sweep through the cup, neatly depositing a perfectly uniform sphere of dough onto the baking sheet. This guaranteed every cookie baked to the exact same size and consistency. While incredibly effective, these all-metal droppers were eventually replaced by simpler, cheaper alternatives like the modern spring-loaded ice cream scoop. They are a relic from a time when home baking was an exact science with a dedicated tool for every single task. This tiny, dark shard was discovered on a back porch, feeling cold and strangely dense in the hand. It has an unseen power, a magnetic pull that tugs at any nearby metal. It feels like a broken tooth from some complex machine, perhaps a powerful drill or a piece of heavy lawn equipment that met a violent end. It's a fragment of something larger, a clue without a crime scene. What powerful device shed this tiny, magnetic heart? What you are holding is not a relic of industrial might, but a ghost of modern convenience. This is a fragment from a magnetic screen door. These small magnets are sewn into the fabric lining of the screen's opening, designed to snap back together and create a quick, hands-free seal. Their design, however, is their weakness. Unlike the solid components of old, these are often encased in brittle plastic or thin fabric. A simple snag or tear is enough to shatter them, leaving behind these small, mysterious fragments, a casualty of convenience. Pulled from a dusty box of forgotten dinnerware, this object feels like a relic from another time. It's heavy in the hand, a solid piece of multifaceted crystal that catches the light like a prism. The tapered end, wrapped in what looks like aged cork, suggests it was designed to fit into something specific, to seal it away. It seems too ornate for a simple kitchen tool, more like a piece of formal regalia. What secrets was this curious object meant to guard? What you are holding is a classic vintage wine bottle stopper, a symbol of mid-century hospitality. The mechanism is brilliantly simple. The cork base creates an airtight seal in the neck of a wine bottle, preserving its contents with style. In an era before disposable screw caps and cheap plastic plugs dominated the market, these stoppers were common, often given as elegant gifts. They represent a time when tools were meant to be beautiful and permanent, a quiet victim of the shift toward mass-produced, throwaway convenience. What was the weirdest object for you? Let me know in the comments and share this to test your friends. If you love uncovering these mysteries, hit like and subscribe. Your support helps us find more curious explorers like you. Stay curious.